this team is like, I'm not sure. You've been talking about no fear all season long. Don't play with fear. Play without fear. And now we're seeing the results of that, and we're seeing this looseness in this group, whether it's confronting Eichel, whether it's in Vegas, or just seeing the semi-pro things. I mean, that's as fearless as you can get to wear shorts.
Yeah, that's no inhibition right there. Yeah.
Right, but how, I'm not sure if it's validating, but how welcoming is it to have seen, and especially during the stretch in which this team has shown an ability to play without fear on a consistent basis?
Yeah, it's really, really nice to have better results. What I have mentioned is no hesitation and obviously play fearless, but really what we want to get to is playing really aggressive. And we've been playing really aggressive, and we need to continue that. I think you throw a lot of systems at guys and details within systems, it inhibits that aggression. You tend to go analytical and cerebral. And this game, I told the players this morning, we want to stay in predator mode, and that is playing aggressive. So we've tweaked a little bit how we present to the team, because they've learned how to play together better and play a system better, where now we can play it faster and more aggressive. And if you think about, we've spoken on this a lot, the team we play tonight, how long, just use it as a simple example, how long has that power play unit played together? Hundreds and hundreds of games they've played together. And so they know their power play and their who's going to be where, and they could see it in their sleep, and they do. They just know it because they've had hundreds and hundreds of games together. Our even 5-on-5 system, we've got all these new players coming in over the last 12 months that have, our three centermen haven't played in the NHL at center until this year, Cousins, Middlestead, and Thompson. So you have all of these things going on, and a system being implemented that's not second nature at all, and you're playing teams who everything that we're competing against is, they're good players, but everything's second nature for them. And so I think finally we're starting to get to the point where we can play more aggressive because our guys grasp what our identity is even better.
And just as a follow-up, how important was it not to rush that process? To allow that process? And
It's hard not to rush that process. It's really hard, especially at this level.
Yeah.
You can't hide at this level as a coach. Your team's, you just flip on the TV and the radio and you're getting criticized and critiqued every move you make at this level. But that is where I've said all along, we'll react, but we won't overreact. And we have to stay from the coaching and management side. Yeah, we're going to have to weather it. It might not look pretty, but people are going to question what you do, but they question what you do all the time. Why they should. They don't know. They're not behind the scenes, and I get that. But we have to, I've been through this enough. I've developed teams enough that I believe in this group. I've said it from day one. They will develop. We're not there yet. I mean, we've won games, but we're not where we need to be, but we're getting better.
You've been on this run of superstar opponents, but you go from McDavid to Crosby. Ovechkin's a completely different animal. He's just a truck out there. Like, how much of a different challenge is it?
Yeah, he is. He's a challenge. He's physically, when he wants to go, he can run you right over, and obviously he can finesse his way when he wants to do that too. And a lot of times it's in the same sequence. So, but our guys have been loved the challenge of it, and I don't see any different tonight. But you absolutely have to respect what he can bring, and I think our guys, have learned to have that respect, but stay, as I've said, aggressive.
As a guy who's been in hockey for a long time, is it inconceivable to think somebody would actually be challenging Gretzky's record?
Yes. Yeah, it is. I mean, you watched Gretzky, and it was 50 goals in 36 games or 39 games, and 80-some goals in a year, and just crazy numbers. 4 seasons at 200 points, and then you've got Ovi closing in on him is pretty impressive. So I can remember watching the game that my brother was in the game, where Gretzky passed Gordie Howe for 803 goals, and that was pretty amazing. You know, the number of years Howe played and where Gretzky was, and at that time. So, yeah, very impressive.
Is it more impressive given the fact that he had to play through some of the more tight checking era of the NHL?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's hard to compare the eras, you know, because there's so much hooking and holding in Lemieux and Gretzky's era. Sure, the goaltending was different, but the sticks were different too. I mean, you know, the way you can snap a puck now with these sticks is amazing. You watch a 14-year-old kid shoot a puck, and it's off the charts. It's as good as an NHL player back then because it's the sticks. So it's just so hard to compare. But, you know, where they were in their eras, they're so far ahead of the other guys in their eras that I think they're you know, they're worthy of they'll forever be compared, regardless, and there'll never be an answer. So it's good for us, good for hockey.
Now, what makes John Carlson? I mean, I'm sitting there seeing he's got 21 points in 21 games. 18 of those points are assists. I mean, what makes John Carlson so good for them?
Smart. First thing that comes to mind. He's so, you know, I think there was a game earlier in the year they scored. I don't know. You guys would know better than I. 4 or 5 just wrist shots from the point, which are through layers of traffic. Might be to a stick or snap it when the goalie's not aware that a shot's coming, and those are things John Carlson can do. I mean, he's so aware of the situation in the moment when he gets the puck that even a soft wrist shot he can score on, because he'll take it when there's a screen on the goalie and the goalie doesn't know it's coming, doesn't hear it's coming, or he'll do the same with a pass. Very intelligent, highly intelligent guy.
You going back to Craig tonight to goal?
Tokarski will go in net.
And any other, at this point, any other change?
No roster changes other than the goalie switch.
As far as Ovechkin, I mean, you utilize him 3 straight games in overtime. What kind of asset is it to have a guy who out there for a game, or like an overtime face-off kind of a game, potentially game-changing event?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly an asset within game, and as I mentioned to John, you know, we have three guys that have been shifted to center, and Cousins, Middlestead, and Thompson, that are learning the importance and value of having a centerman that can win draws, because he's getting ice time that they're not getting, whether it be the start of an overtime, because he can win a draw, and he's consistent there. So, yeah, in the moment, in the game, it's significant impact to have a guy that can consistently win draws, and then for us, as the evidence of the growth we need those 3 younger centermen to grasp how important that is to become better in the face-off circle.
You've gone 3 in a row in overtime, and you had not had overtime in a while, and we know about the early struggles. Just how significant has it been for the whole group to have some success in that area, starting with the face-off?
Yeah, you know, it's the significant. It is significant to have success there, but it's almost like I've spoken before. The confidence has to come before the results. If you're waiting for results to become confident, then you're probably in trouble. And I felt our guys, you know, are not now confident in overtime because of the results. I think they went into those overtimes confident and executed the way they needed to execute. So I like that, and I obviously like the fact that they've been rewarded for it. But we've looked better, and obviously played better. And you never know the results, but what could happen. But they have followed in a positive manner, and that's a bonus of it. I do like that. Okay, guys. See you soon.